Okay, and so today I'm going to have a conversation about gua sha, and I've got a very special guest with me, and it's Vanessa Maggio. And Vanessa lives a very, very long way from me. I'm in Barcelona right now, and she's in Sacramento in the United States. And right now it's in the evening here, and it's in the morning there. And so we're trying to coordinate a wonderful conversation about gua sha because that's the one thing that we both love. And I think we've got a great deal to talk about.
Awesome. Thank you, Clive, for having me. I'm so excited to jump in and talk about gua sha because I have a huge passion just like you. And I think we have some really interesting, fun topics to talk about.
Okay, so one of the things I would love to ask you about, and I've never asked you, is about your background. Because we met when in a gua sha workshop. And I'd like to know about your background of in the health and wellness
Yeah.
beauty industry, and just to see what got you interested into gua sha.
Perfect. Yeah. So I specialize in holistic beauty and wellness. I have a strong focus in gua sha. I also focus on lymphatic drainage, cupping therapy. My journey started with personal healing. I was recovering from Bell's palsy, where I discovered the power of botanical skin, like essential oils and skincare, and then facial exercises. And then that's where I actually, it full circle moment, gua sha came back into my practice, and then learning about traditional Chinese medicine when I was getting a treatment for acupuncture. Um, I just fell in love with gua sha and knowing what it's doing to my body. Like I fell in love with it, and just the connection with circulation, movement, and overall well being. So that was
Okay,
my
so I'm going to jump in here because I've got
yeah.
questions for you. So with Bell's palsy,
Mhm.
so pretty much you are treating it with a lot of natural stuff,
100%. Yeah, yeah. So
and so
I got
you mentioned, yeah.
so I got diagnosed, and they knew exactly what it was, and they handed me some pills, and they said, take this for 5 days. That was all. They didn't tell me, go research or go, or you can do this. There's so many other approaches. So I took it amongst myself to do my own research. And that's when I found, yeah, like I said, aromatherapy, essential oils, and different massage techniques for my face. Um, Kind of almost like I didn't know back then, but I was doing face yoga, which is a thing now, and so
Yeah,
I
right,
was
right.
doing all these facial expressions and in the mirror, and I mean, and I took holistic wellness to another level where I was sitting down and meditating and taking time for myself. I did see a Chinese doctor. He came to see me, and he asked me some questions and said, well, he's like, are you stressed out? And I was like, oh my God, completely, which I didn't know really what stressed out. And I think when you're a parent or a mom, you just go for it, and I'm a type of person that likes to handle the whole thing. Like I want to do it myself. And so, um, with all the stress that I was going through, we were, moving, and daughter was going off to college. I slept with the window open, and this was during October. And so he said that the wind came in, and then, and triggered with my stress levels, triggered the stress. And that's when I started getting Bell's palsy, and it was a slow progression. It started with like numbness on my lip area, and I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
okay." I went to a birthday
So
party for my
okay, so
nephew. Yeah,
it wasn't overnight. It was just like slowly you could feel the development.
it started developing more and more, and then my daughter had a birthday party. So my nephew's birthday party was on a Friday, and then my daughter's was on a Saturday. By Saturday that night, I was trying to do like squeeze my lips together, and I couldn't really. You couldn't really. One side wasn't. do, kissing, like kiss lip. And so
Uh-huh.
I showed my sister, I was like, what's going on? And I remember telling my dad too. I'm like, Dad, I'm feeling a little numbness. Like, I don't know what's going on. He's just like, everybody, first of all, you're having a stroke, but they didn't want to say that. And then I woke up the next morning and I really couldn't like squeeze my lips. And I'm like, okay, I just got to get through my daughter's birthday. And then I'll figure out what's going on. He saw Bell's palsy, but didn't say anything. And he was just like, I don't know if that's it. He was a little bit scared. And we just went through the whole day. And then it was until I was going to drink a bottle of Corona. So open the bottle and I take a drink and it just spills down my face. And I was like,
Oh no! So it's
oh,
very a very
yeah.
dramatic way to suddenly realize.
Realized, I was like, oh my gosh, something is really going on. And so by the end, I couldn't smile at my daughter's birthday party. I was just like, 'cause it wouldn't allow one side to smile. So I'm like a concerned, but also this is a special day for my daughter. So I'm trying to just be a super mom. And then eventually I'm talking to people because I can't really talk that much either. And then they're like, what's going on? So I'm telling them, they're like, you need to go to the hospital like right now.
Yeah,
I was
that's some
like,
good
okay.
advice. That is.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So my sister took me to the hospital. Yeah, so that's when they were like, they knew right away. They gave me pills, and then that was that. So that's when I found.
How can I
Um,
just ask? How old were you when that happened?
I was 30. Oh gosh, what was that in 2000? 31, 30. Was I 30? I was
Wow,
31. 31. Yeah. So my early
you don't
30s.
expect something like that, do you?
Yeah, I think that I took it on a lot, and I think that, yeah, I took on a big role at a very young age, and then I think I just, yeah, my body was like, you can't do this anymore. It's interesting how the body will tell you, and it's sad because we wait till something dramatic happens to us to really take life under control of our life, and
Yes, when it's too late.
when it's too late.
Yeah,
And so that's
yeah,
where, I think that that's where it's like I had a full circle moment going through, because I did my practice and I was in tune with my body, but then you go back to living that fast paced life and you just keep going and going until you're burnt out again. And so this time around, in this chapter of my life, I'm trying to slow down, pause a bit, and really enjoy the ride, more than
yeah,
just go, go, go. And I have to
absolutely.
remind myself, because we're wired to do that as humans. We're triggered throughout the day and through, with social media and day to day interactions. I feel like we're just wired to go fast. And so that's why I was like, this time around with this chapter, I'm really trying to pause and savor every moment, every opportunity that I have, and connection with the people that I get to interact with. I think it's incredible. We have this one life, and so we got to make the best of it. And so, yeah.
So it was kind of a big kind of a changing time, well, a time that really kind of changed your life in more ways than one. It was a
Oh,
physical disaster, wasn't it?
oh
Really, a
yeah.
health disaster. But then
Yes.
after that, you kind of turned it round into something which became positive.
Totally.
Would that be
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had an amazing support team. I was in CrossFit at the time, so I was working out, and then I got embarrassed. I was embarrassed to face the world with a face that's droopy. Um,
Did it? I mean, did it totally kind of? You've lost
It
all kind of
didn't
movement.
totally droop. I guess I was very lucky, because there is some people that live with it for like years and it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it didn't droop my face extremely. This is the side that I hold a lot of tension. So going into learning more about traditional Chinese medicine and just being more in tune with my body, I'm more aware of it. It doesn't mean I'm the best, because I still do things that trigger it, but at least I know, like, oh,
Mm.
okay, this is
Yeah.
the side that holds all the stress. So I know therapy to help it and to calm it down. So And that's why, I mean, that's what
Okay.
I, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm just going to throw in because I'm now
Yes.
interested. So, where does gua sha fit in with what happened?
Gua sha with circulation, creating circulation, and then also relaxing the muscles and the tension that was held around it.
So, what were
Um,
you doing? You were kind of doing gua sha on your face, and
I was
is that what you were doing?
I was doing more using my fingers, but I was pressing. I did a lot of press and hold, and then release, and then circular motions, massaging certain areas like the temples and yeah, the temples behind my ears, um, and then now with when I got into gua sha, now it's like yeah, I'm adding a whole different. I mean, I'm sure when I was massaging and doing those, I was creating circulation and creating movement and relaxing the facial muscles. But now I feel like with gua sha, I really, when I start, I get that like twitch, my eyes start twitching, or like, um, because I have a lot of wind in me. I'm a very um, hyper person, lots of personality, and so it's nice. So every time when I do my gua sha, if it's with my hand or with a tool, it relaxes the muscles. So I feel like it allows me to instantly settle down and feel relaxed and rejuvenated. So that's what I love when what I get from doing gua sha every day is that relaxation and that rejuvenation. It's like an instant healing effect that it has, and so yeah, it's my
So,
go-to.
even now, you do it every day.
Every day, yeah, because I do get triggered every now. So after that, I had Bell palsy and I healed. I say within 3 months, I was able to heal myself. I still had this slight tingleness, but I could smile again. Everything was back to normal. Like my eye couldn't even shut. I had to get special um, eye drops for my eyes. It was like a creamy liquid one. But by 3 months, everything was back to normal. It took about a year to not feel that tingling sensation where I was like, is it going to come back? Asking all these questions like, oh my gosh, like, am I going to trigger it again? So, um, yeah. So I kind of, after I paused for a moment and was like trying to figure out what Bell's palsy was doing to my body, I went back to like, okay, I need to go back to working out, going back to the basics, but just slowing down a bit and asking for help and not doing everything myself. But yeah, so after a year, I didn't feel that tingling sensation. But this is where my right side is where I hold all my tension. So every now and then I do get that twitching eye. Yeah. So, but other than that, I don't, I feel like it's gone. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah.
Well, I guess if it comes back, I mean, you're right. You're right there, ready
Oh
with all
yeah.
the tools to
Yes.
stop it from ever getting any further than it. Just the
Yes.
initial start of it,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to have.
It
That's
is.
actually very empowering
Mm-hmm.
to have the solution to something that may come again. But
Yeah.
it's okay. You can fight it.
Yes. Yeah. 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 I agree.
But you're right. Your approach is basically to avoid it ever coming by changing everything in your life so that it doesn't come. But if it
Yeah.
does come, then you're okay.
Yeah,
You're ready.
exactly. And I think that's where the cool having these techniques and these tools that are health, holistic, or wellness approach to help you heal and have them in our back pocket is great because there's times we do forget, and we're like, oh yeah, let me go back to that meditation. Let me go back to gua sha. I think that we forget. Sorry, this is sliding. Yeah, so we forget, but that's one reminder that I tell all my clients is like we have the tools, we just have to come back to them, bring
Yeah,
them back.
very
So
true.
yeah,
Okay, so what do you generally do when you treat people? Because you treat people. Um, so you treat with guasha. I know that,
yes,
but you treat with other things as well.
I do treat. So my primary and my specialized would be gua sha. So um, I think like when a client comes, I do. It's interesting. They book a session, but sometimes it's just who I am. I always like to, they come in, I'm like, well, what are you here for? Or maybe they just want a relaxation, or there is some special needs that they need. And so, and most likely I do gua sha, like that's my number one. But I like to feel the body and connect with the body. And so I think with some other modalities that I have, I like to use them every now and then, and that's cupping. Lymphatic, I do use before I start anything. And it's just a natural, not that I, it's just a natural thing that I do, and that's to like relax the body. I just got a new tool that kind of came to me at my nail salon when I was there, but it's a big like ball that has herbs in it. I don't know if you're familiar with it, and you can like bang your chest and it helps to open up the lymph nodes, but it also is good to help relax you after, a long day or tension. At least the girl that I go to at the nail shop, I'm like, what is this? Because I did take a course on Thai facial massage, and they use these little Thai balls, and I never even like I took the course, but I haven't even used it in my practice because I just love what I do, and I just want to become better and more knowledgeable in my practice. And so I didn't even use it. I'm just like, oh, so I thought that's what it was. I was like, is this a Thai facial ball? And she's like, no. And she showed me what she's like, we just sit on the couch and after a long day, we just bang our bodies. And I was like,
Okay, that sounds good. So
I
it's not
love
heated or
that.
anything.
What's that?
It's just a kind of ball of herbs
Yes.
which you just bang. It's not heated or anything.
Not
There's nothing
heated,
special you do.
nothing.
Okay.
It's amazing. And so I love like everything, like it just came like these things come to me and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna use this in my practice. So now I'm banging
Yes,
people and
this
I
is how
just
life
like
works.
who doesn't want to be banged by a ball? Like it feels actually really, really relaxing. And my husband's like,
I can
I,
imagine it would.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
you can just like do this as a service and it's totally fine. I'm like, I can. So yeah, so I do those as well. And I just,
Okay, so
sometimes I
why
tailor.
do you use? Sorry, you
Oh,
tailor it to the
Also
individual
do
people. So
tailor my services.
okay, okay.
Um, but sometimes, yeah, but the majority are gua sha is that's my number one, and then every
Okay,
now
so
and
you
then.
said that it's number one. So why guasha?
I find so much joy in it from my clients, from their feedback, how it feels. I know that it's very healing to me. I use it on myself. Sometimes, I mean, the instant relief is is the rejuvenation, the part of like, oh my gosh. And then when you really feel there's like a tension and spot and you're scraping the body, um, the relief after. Um, I like the shawl personally. I know some people get very scared of it and they can think it's like, oh my gosh, that's harming. Like if you were to look at a picture, yeah, it looks scary.
It
And
does,
people
doesn't it?
are think it's like bad, but it's not. That's the good stuff to have that stagnant blood just there, and allowing it to breathe again. I get the enjoyment of it. Like I have my regulars and I'm like, this is just like you're good. But then I have a new client and I'm like, oh, there's so much Shaw, and I'm like, this is like I live for it. And I'm like, oh my, but there's some clients that don't have Shaw, like it just doesn't
Yeah.
appear. I don't know if that's you've came across that as well. And I'm like,
Oh yes, it happens. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and so I'm like, if I got a nice little redness going on, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to bruise them. So I just move on and I let them know cuz some clients they're like, I want the redness and I want all of the shot
Yeah,
on
they do.
me. I want to wear a tank top and show this off and
It's
so
proof of the treatment, isn't it?
yeah, it's
It's
proof
like
of the
go and
treatment.
show. Look
Look,
what
yeah.
happened to my body.
Exactly. It's kind of it is very I love it. It's like a I don't know, it's like when you get a tattoo, you're like you want to show it off and it's like this is the tattoo, the healing on my body, like this is a release. To me it's a release of like
Yeah.
everything that we were holding
Oh,
on.
totally.
So I love
And
it.
you
It's
the fact that you can see it is very satisfying because, for example, a massage, maybe you've released muscles and
yeah.
fascia, and you feel good, but no one can see it.
Yes.
It's the kind of joy of like, look, this is
Yeah.
it. This is what it was, and
Yes.
now it feels better.
Yeah.
And then you show your back, and your back is completely red.
Oh, it's beautiful and I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So I sprained my neck the other day and I think on Saturday or Sunday. And so I put cups on my neck and my back, and I first did gua sha. I always start off with gua sha. I'm like, let me get gua sha in there. And I did that. And I did the gua sha, but it's hard to get your whole,
Mm,
body.
it
So
is.
I can only, to the side of the neck, a little bit on the back. And then I did some cups and I did my own therapy. And I'm like, okay, I'm giving myself a week. I know sprains or whatever I did it can take especially, I don't know if maybe I slept wrong. I don't know what it was. So then was it Wednesday night? I told my husband, I was like, I need gua sha. Like, I really need gua sha on my back. I laid on my table and so I'm teaching him, and he does it for me every now and then because I need somebody to.
Yeah, yeah, you do.
I need someone, and I honestly I haven't found. I'm a picky person. I don't know if you
Yeah, right,
are,
right.
but I'm
Yeah,
very
of course.
yes, and so I have high standards, and I haven't found a match yet. So I have my husband, and he's not the best, but he does it, and at least I can kind of guide him and tell him and I'm like, oh my gosh, like okay, but it's fine. So then I have him take a picture, and then I go tell him, okay, go here in this area, like
Okay, that's so proper instructions then.
yes,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I'm back to normal.
Good.
It,
Okay.
it took 4 days. So I like to say I can get you healed, and I don't know if I should say that, but pretty quickly, I think longer than most.
But
Yeah,
I really like the fact I think I'm going to call that remote control guasha. But what
yes,
you're doing with your husband
yes.
is you're controlling his movements.
Yeah, yeah.
This
And it
is
really helped.
it's
I'm
a good
like,
way.
because I couldn't explain it as well. And then he was just missing it. And he's like, I went over that part, but then he's like, oh, wait, you're right. There was a good chunk that I'm like, that's where I need the gua sha. And so it really helped. But that's just an example of the benefits that you get from gua sha and circulation in the body, and it helps heal you faster um, and naturally. Um, yeah, I just think that that's another one of the reasons that I why I got into gua sha was well, first it was the facial gua sha, the beauty industry gua sha, right? Like I just got a tool, didn't know what I was doing with it, and I'm like, what is this? And I went to Mexico, and my daughter was using it in the beauty industry way, and and she's like, look at my cheekbone. I was like, from that tool, I was like, no way. And so that's where really honestly that was the beauty approach to gua sha that really was like, I need to learn more about it. And so I started researching it, and I want to say 2 years ago it wasn't very very popular, like maybe starting to get popular, and maybe the beauty industry, there was a different approach to it. And so I actually got your book on Amazon because I really needed to know about gua sha. And um, it was amazing. Like it taught me so much. And I love that you went into more depth of like gua sha is not just for your face and it's not just the beauty. You can use it to heal your face as well, but there's more healing if you are applying gua sha on your body as well. And so I was kind of like lost in it, but it was pretty amazing. And so that's how I ended up starting my business is I wanted a different approach. I'm going to be 40 soon, and I feel like the um, society tells us we need to look a certain way and we need to do this and we need fast fixes and we have to, and so that was my biggest is like, I want to change that. I want to change that for women and men, that we could age gracefully and naturally with holistic approaches and how you live your lifestyle. And so I felt really aligned with what you were providing for, what you were saying in your books and all of the information that you have. So I felt super aligned. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it was just within time that I needed to meet you. I was like, I really need to take this course. And everything just started happening the way it's supposed to. And so organically, um, and then taking your training really like just launched to the next level, as far as, because I wasn't very comfortable with doing gua sha on the body yet. I feel like I'm following. You're following. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Very,
Yeah,
very slowly.
slowly. Um, yeah. So then that's when like the I started getting. So I took your course and I felt everything started. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what he's talking about. Oh, that's what he means. Like, oh, okay. I started understanding everything, and from that moment on, changed my whole approach and my whole business of like, I felt super comfortable, and it really helped launch another service in my business. And that was really and I kept telling people, I'm like, I'm going this training, all my clients, I'm like, I'm going to a training next. When I come back, we are going to do gua sha on your entire body before your face. And so I always hype up all my clients. They're like, yes, yes,
Right.
like, I can't wait. And
So they were all
so
waiting for you to come back on
they were
Monday.
all waiting for me to come back. And that next day, I think I left your training on a Friday, and Sunday I had my first client. And that was an interesting story. But I had my first client, and I did gua sha I was like, okay, this is my new service. This is what I'm going to do, facial gua sha. Now we're going to start with you on the back. And so I start all my clients with facial gua sha. I start them on their backs first. So they're laying down, and I apply gua sha, and we move on from there, and from the head, and then, turn them over. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just how that was. Yeah. After your class, how it just changed. Yeah. It was a new service. And um, that's where I fell in love. Like, I found you really made me fall. There was a passion for gua sha after reading your book, and but then understanding it in more depth, like at your training, really, really made a huge impact on. I was like, oh my gosh, this is why I found my passion for it, is because it's a more your whole well-being, a whole wellness, not just um, focusing on the face. And so I'm like, that's where I felt aligned with, is just like, that's where I want to be an advocate and tell and teach people. It's not just, you're not going to do fast fix of just like working on your face. It has to be also working, on your entire body, so that that circulation, that inner glow shines through. And that's truly where you feel the most beauty. Like, when I looked in the mirror before applying gua sha every day, I looked tired. I looked exhausted, and also not living like the lifestyle that I wanted to be, which was like a whole holistic approach and wellness. Um, so once I started doing that and applying gua sha on me and taking care of my face and doing these holistic practices, I started looking in the mirror, and I can honestly, I love my, like, not that I didn't love myself, but the confidence level definitely, it went up more. Like, I felt I can appreciate the woman that I'm becoming into my, as I'm aging. Like, I'm like, I want to no, I want to look like I'm aging. I don't want to look like I'm 25 forever, Like, I want other women, like, we are not meant to all look alike. And so that was like, I want people to feel comfortable in their own skin. And I think when you have these practices with, like, how are you with nutrition, fitness, and self-care. Those are honestly my three things. that I feel that can make you a better, you can feel good about yourself. If you have those three practices in your life, I think you're going to be pretty good and you're going to be pretty happy with yourself. With those three factors, there's also little things that go underneath it, right? Like, with self-care, and fitness and nutrition, there's more that goes underneath all of those. But I think you have to have those three things to feel your best self. And so, um, yeah, so that's changed my business. And I feel like I love working with clients that have had a trauma in their life, that have had things that have happened, because that's honestly how I am where I'm at today, is with everything that has happened to me in my life, that I'm able to um, feel more connected in the treatment room with my clients and be like, okay, here's some tools that have helped me. And I want to be there and be your wellness coach, or um, person that you can come to for all of those needs. And so I just always see more potential of me growing and building my business in so many other ways. And so, if it's, from injuries to something traumatic, having a stroke or Bell's palsy, um, or just stressed out, like there's just so many benefits that you can get from gua sha. I really feel like it, yeah, and the connection that I have with my clients. And I've had clients that have told me, like, you've cured I've had these little fuzzies in my eyes and I had migraines, and, applying gua sha, that she's like coming to you now she's my long-term client. Like, she sees me monthly. I see her whole family. Like, I'm seeing her kids grow and they're booking appointments with me. Like,
Good.
it's amazing. But to hear that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like those are special moments for me, and that's where I'm like, wow, this is my purpose. This is where I'm supposed to be doing. So, yeah.
Basically on the right path in life,
I'm
which is a good place to
exactly.
be. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when I guess that's one of the joys of doing guasha, in that you often don't know what's wrong with someone when you treat them,
Hmm.
because maybe they don't tell you, or maybe it's quite complicated, and you don't actually need to know all of the things. So
Hmm.
you didn't know that this woman had uh,
Yeah.
what you do call it, fuzzy eyes,
Yeah,
uh,
she had fuzzies in her eyes,
floaters.
and
I think
yeah.
the technical word are floaters. I think.
The floaters. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Floaters. Yeah.
yeah, and so it's not something that normally you would tell someone unless they asked,
Yeah.
and so because the effect of guasha is is often on the whole body and kind of changes stuff in places that you didn't treat. And then it's always fascinating to when someone tells you that, oh, this has changed.
Yeah.
And then normally I'm like, oh, I didn't know, or
Yeah.
oh, I didn't, but I did another area of your body.
Yeah.
And so that's always a fascinating thing about guasha. It
Yeah.
never stops to fascinate me, actually.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's where I'm like, even with my client the other day, he's suffering from, not knowing if it's long-term COVID, and just couldn't like, he yes, and then the crazy story, he was like trying to almost like figure out, well, around that time when I got it, what was I doing? And come to find out, he was working with this type of wood that he Googles about the wood, and he's working with it for several months, and that's when he got pneumonia. And so now he just got, and I think he's been talking to his doctor back and forth, and then he just confirmed that he has pneumonia. And so I just treated him yesterday. And to me, like, when you get the news from the doctor and things like that, like, it's hard on you really, you really get down on yourself, And so that's where I love working with clients that have, like, I have been working with a client for, I don't know, 6 months now. And we were seeing each other. First, we started seeing each other weekly, and then for 3 to 4 months, we were seeing each other weekly, and now we're seeing each other every 2 weeks. Then I stopped seeing him for like 3 weeks, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I totally feel when I'm not working with you. But he had another condition with he had two heart open heart surgeries and had a stroke in between the first heart surgery. So those are the clients that I love to work with. And so because I have so much like there's a calling that I want to. I don't know if I can like. I feel like I can help in a way of showing them that I care and that I want to do these holistic wellness approach to healing their body. Um, and maybe it does, and maybe it doesn't, but they feel good after the session, or it's helping in different areas. Like he's like, you cured my back pain. Like I don't have back pain anymore. So if it's one thing, or maybe or overall they do see a benefit, though that's where I find so much joy in what I do. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is my job. Like it's amazing.
That's
It's
nice.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
go
Well,
ahead.
and this is really where my gua sha knowledge all came from in my clinic in North Africa, where I was mainly concentrating on people with chronic illnesses, and
Wow, really? Uh-huh.
that's the people who were having the chronic fatigue
Yeah.
conditions that doctors didn't really understand. There were many fibromyalgia people. There were
Mm-hmm.
people who were suffering from lupus, and there were also people with kind of chronic chest problems,
Wow.
breathing
Mm-hmm.
problems. That's where it all comes from, really. That's where all the beauty stuff comes from.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it comes
Wow.
from, like, well, how
Uh,
does that work with these people, and then applying those ideas to the
mm-hmm.
rest of
Mm-hmm.
the body.
Yeah.
And so, what you're doing is exactly, where it's all coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I mean, I love it. It's great, and the feedback from my clients, I'm like, this is awesome. So I just
I got a
want to
question for you.
yeah.
And do you treat them every week? How does it work? If someone comes to you,
Um
um,
it can be. I
once,
do have I have either a package deal that they can do 5 sessions, and it just depends on what they're looking for. If they want to see results and they want to they're then yeah, get a package. Let's see each other weekly. If not, if they want to, they can buy the package and they can see me like every other week, or I let them kind of I let them have their choice depending on what their goals are, and
right?
then um or I see a lot of my clients monthly. Yeah, I do have a monthly membership, and they come see me monthly. And um it is a special if they're in my monthly like subscription. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Um
nice. Yeah.
yeah.
And so, what those people are coming really for treatment and prevention
They
of
are like
problems,
wellness, just
and then
self-care.
they're coming for the face as well, beauty, or
They're
no?
all facial gua sha. Yeah.
Okay, all of
Sometimes
them.
they switch it up and they'll get cupping therapy every now and then. But other than that, it's beauty.
And so when they come in, the first thing you do is on the back,
I do.
and
Yeah.
then
And
whatever
then
else is needed, and then the face.
I turn them around, and then I do their chest, since I did the scalp when they were turned around, then I do the front of the scalp, and then we start with the face. And a lot of my techniques are ecology and motion gua sha. Like, you know, I really love. I really feel like I like the momentum of it, and what, like, the how should I say it, like the lineup of this, and sometimes I'm not doing it exactly, like step by step, but I do feel like those techniques and they flow really nicely with like prepping the facial muscles and the tissue, like, and the sweeping, like it just, and the pressing, like everything kind of flows, and it was similar to what I was doing but in a different way. um and so yeah, it's just interesting. I'm like, oh, these are kind of like techniques I was doing but just in a different way. And then I just feel really aligned with your practice, and so it works well in my treatment room. Yeah, it's great. And so, yeah, and then I'll do the, gua sha on their hands. If they need it on their legs, then we do their legs, or their feet. But yeah, really, if not, I always make sure that I'm doing gua sha on the back. And for me, is because, we have all these river channels and everything's connected. And I feel, to me, that's like the ocean is the back, and you're gonna at least get all the river channels on the back if we apply
Yeah,
gua
right.
sha. So I think it was one, you're like, least get their back, because that is going to be beneficial, and it is. And so, depending how much time we have, or I always that's my go-to. I'm like, oh, quick, that's easy. Who doesn't like to be, who doesn't want to be touched on their back or anything like that? So it's a quick turnaround, and then they don't have to move around after they've turned around once. I have a chair massage too, or yeah, a chair massage. So if clients are just coming for different, just gua sha on their body, or if I have like taller clients, like I'll have them just, or like male clients, they'll just do the chair massage, and I just do gua sha on their back. Yeah.
And what tool do you have? A selection of tools you use? What do you
You
use
know
now?
what? I love I love the famous Clive soup spoon. It is my favorite because I was spending a lot of money, like $14, and then they break. I don't know if I haven't broke a spoon yet. I don't think I have, which is crazy. But I would break so many other tools, and
Yeah.
I do have some like stainless steel ones that I use that are a little bit larger. Um, yeah, I think I love the spoon. For me, it's versatile. It's versatile. I can use it on the body. I can use it on the face. Um, it's the price is right. You can, um, but you really can use anything as long as it has a good shape or form to it, good, nice edge to it. I really feel like you can use other tools. I actually was this morning driving to a client's house, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I packed a soup spoon. I'm like freaking out, but it's my toolbox. It has all my stuff in it. So I'm like, I have to have something. But then I'm like, well, backup plan. I'm going to use a lid. I'm going to try to ask them if I'm sure they have to have something in
Exactly.
there. I'm going to go in through their kitchen, and I'm going to find something. So in back, I'm like, everything's fine. I always I always tell myself that. I'm like, if I forget something, I'm like, everything's fine. Everything's going to be okay. I remember starting my business with just a few things, and then you think you have to have all of these things, but sometimes it's just very simple. And I have to remind myself that, like, you don't need so many things. I like to create an experience when you're coming to have a service with me. So maybe there is more luxury, but you really don't need. I mean, I'm doing gua sha at a festival. Like, that's um, it's amazing. Like, I've taken gua sha everywhere with me. I've been able to take it to all women's retreat, and be at the healing village there, and then
What
at a
happens? People just come in and just have treatment with you.
yeah, they make an appointment and they have a treatment. I just have different time slots, and that's like the most that I'll see clients, is at events like that. And then at the music festival, there's a whole wellness area, and so I'm a part of the wellness, and I get to do gua sha on people that might be a little intoxicated, or
Aha.
under the influence, and yeah, and they're just relaxed and they love it, and it's good energy, good vibes, and it's amazing. I'm like, this is my job. Like, it's incredible. I sometimes pinch myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, when you feel alone in the business, being an entrepreneur, you're just like, oh my, you have to remind yourself, like, oh, these are the things you got to do. Or if you want to do them, you just have to put yourself out there to, connect with the right people, or you need to create it, and build these retreats, or wellness, classes and things like that. And so, I mean, that kind of goes in with like what I see the future of, like, what exciting things for my business. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're doing so much. And so
Yeah.
if someone, because lots of people they study guasha
Hmm.
and quite a lot of times they kind of don't do a great deal with it afterwards.
Hmm.
And so, if someone was following in your footsteps and just kind of really wanted to go for it with guasha, but whatever other treatment that they want to do as well, um, what advice do you have for these people?
Well, I think that they should really get to know, like, really, for me, is get grounded and get rooted with the practice and understand the practice and understand what guasha does to the body. Um, and then create a service that is a need for your clients, because I think that people get intimidated or they don't know, or the beauty industry tells you different. And so, not to get so caught up in what the beauty industry is telling you, or because you can get, there's so many different, you can't do this, or you can do this, or it does that, and it doesn't do this. And so I think just really honestly, yeah, just making sure that you are grounded with and know the practice, um, and build and listen to your clients and build that community around it. And yeah, believe in yourself. And
Oh,
is
that's
that,
nice one. Yes,
yeah.
yes, that's it. Believe in yourself is the one we're going to leave that with. That
Yes, yes,
advice.
yes.
That's the advice,
And not
really.
to be confident, when you're applying this and know what you're doing. I think that people are intimidated of, like, oh, am I doing it too hard? Or and they're in knowing, because everybody thinks that they know what they're, you're right, you're wrong, or you can't do it this way, or you should be doing it that way. And um I think you need to you do your research, and for your, not just listen to somebody and then be like, oh, that's the way I'm going to do it. I saw a girl doing gua sha, like, in on her neck, which maybe she was doing it very slowly, but I'm like, wait, I don't know how hard you're doing it. But some, businesses that end up, they see that it's like, they think it's a trend, it's just a beauty trend. And so they do these videos, and you're just like, I don't know if you should be doing it that way, or if it's really going to be effective, like getting rid of your double chin. Like, you have, we create these double chins, or that's just how your body is. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
Um, and so I think that, so then influencers start doing it, and then you're like watching this influencer doing something to their face, and you may, I don't know, I'm just like, oh no, I don't know if you should be doing that. But I don't know, it's interesting with all these beauty trends and TikTok trends that you it's easy to get influenced and try these things. And so do your research, and just be very knowledgeable, and to me, and continue to learn the practice. Like, I love Eastern medicine, and I always want to learn more. You have great resources, like lots of your books. I've learned so much through the books that you've uh, not produced, but
I
um,
wrote them.
you wrote. Yes, all
I
your books that
wrote the
you
books I
wrote.
wrote.
Yes, all the books you wrote. Like, yeah, I'm just it's fascinating. And so they're my books that I go to. It's like, when you go to school and you learn about a practice, like, they're your resources. I go to your books for that. If I am dealing with a client, like, I really try to learn about them. Like, and it's hard because you're not going to change everyone. You can give them these, like, oh, try these, try that. But they're, either they take it and they really want to heal themselves, or um, they do it for one day or a week. And so you're not going to see the benefit of lifestyle changes, because our bodies are, and that's another thing with, like, our bodies are like the phases of nature, and how what nature goes through, our bodies go through the same thing. And if you're doing something that's interrupting it, like, it's going to tell you. It's going to show up in a rash. It's going to show up in digestive issues and things like that. And so I find that so fascinating, that our bodies if you're in tune with your body, you know that there's something going on. And so I think lots of clients are like, oh, this is happening to me. I'm like, okay, there's different approaches that you can go. You can be sad, or you can find a holistic way of like, let me help my body through this process and be as understanding, or try to help heal it. So we're not so down and depressed of like, oh no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. So I always go to healing foods, and I think that you have lots of resources on different foods for different elements that are going through your body, and so I find that very healing as well.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's good.
I mean, that's so much. I think I covered a lot on if someone was
Yes.
to start doing gua sha, yeah,
Okay. Well, I
and
think
connect with the right people and the community. I think that's a good ending.
how do you connect with the right people?
The people that you're in line with, the people that have the same maybe the same goals, or not, yeah, beliefs, and of there's another way of not just not eastern, western medicine, that there's other ways that you can heal yourself. I'm not against western medicine, because there's times where you need to take it, but I definitely believe that if you can try to prevent it before you go into that have taking the medication, because one medication leads to another medication, and then you're taking like six different medications because of all the first medication that you got put on. So I'm like, that was with one of my dear clients that I've been seeing for over 2 years now. I see treat his whole family. I think he had high, was it low? He used to have high blood pressure, but now he had low blood pressure from the medication. So he had really cold hands and feet. He doesn't have that now.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Like maybe every once in a while, but when I would treat him, his hands were frozen. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So um I don't know. I would like to. I really need a testimonial from him, because honestly, I feel like I feel like I've helped him in many ways, not only from his face, but I saw they went to Mexico and for a wedding, and I saw a picture of him. I'm like, that's my client. He looks amazing, and he's 77. I don't want anyone to say how old, because I'm gonna blow his age, but yeah,
Right. In his
but he's
70s.
he's a handsome gentleman. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like he looks great, and I have to take pride in that as well.
Right, right. You're
Yeah,
partly responsible.
I am
Yeah,
partly
yeah,
responsible for
yeah.
that good looking
Nice.
face. Yeah.
Okay, right. So I think we're gonna round up
Wrap it up.
now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I suspect there's going to be some more conversations together about guasha, because I think there's a lot more that we're going to say together,
Yeah.
actually.
I
So I think this is the beginning of
Yeah.
other conversations.
Cool.
So
I
thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
joining
Clive.
me.
Yeah. It was a pleasure.